Sue Townsley is one of the trustees of the PH Association. Can you remember the very first time you heard those two letters, PH?
1999, I was pregnant at the time and I hadn't been very well and I coughed up some blood, got took into hospital and yeah, they thought it was PH. So that was the very first time I'd heard the word.
And what did you think, PH?
I didn't have a clue. I did not have a clue about PH whatsoever.
So who was it that actually told you what PH meant?
One of the doctors at my local hospital told me what PH meant, but it was told in such a way that I really thought I was going to die.
How many years ago was that?
12.
So you're obviously not dead.
No, doing very well, thank you.
So has it been a long and rough journey?
It hasn't been long. I think the first couple of years was the longest, really, because uncertainty of the disease and until my medication had started to kick in and I felt confident that it was doing a good job, really.
I think one of the things that must come as a surprise to a lot of people who meet someone with PH is you don't actually look sick.
No, I don't suppose I do look sick, really, most of the time. But then on the occasions that I do, people have commented on how blue I look or how red after my nebuliser. But no, people would look at you and think there was nothing wrong with you. So
at what point did you connect with the PH Association?
I think the first time I really heard about the PH was on one of my clinic appointments at Sheffield, because I'm treated at Sheffield where Ian works, and he really introduced me to the PHA. Other than that, I was unaware of it because the information that was available was all from the United States.
And your first actual connection with the association was what?
It was a conference. I attended a conference.
And did you come away from that conference thinking, at least I know what's going on now?
Yes, it was enlightening. I think the main thing was to meet different people of different walks of life, different nationalities. You just felt as if you weren't on your own, dealing with it on your own then.
After your first conference then, did you come away inspired, hopeful, or how did you feel?
I did come away inspired, I suppose, because you just meet people, ordinary people that have got the disease, like-minded people that wanted to push the boundaries and get more information, find out what's going on and what the prospects were for your future.
So you're a mum, 3 kids?
I have 3 children.
So what happens now is you live an ordinary, everyday life, but you've just got PH?
Yes, if you consider my life ordinary, yes, I just get on with it.
And is there enough going on with the PH Association and with the drugs that you can get to have a life that's an okay life?
Yes, it has made living a lot easier. Without my medication, then I would start to suffer with the symptoms of having PH.
So what does a day, medication-wise, look like for you?
Well, my breakfast is a piece of toast and about 8 tablets, but that's not all for PH. So I start my day with my tablets, then my nebuliser, which takes sometimes up to about 4 or 5 minutes. And then I continue to have that every 4 hours.
So what is that, a nebuliser?
A small handheld machine that vaporises a vasodilator to help open up the blood vessels in my lungs and my heart.
So I guess you must be glad to go to bed then, and sort of some degree of normality.
It's the only time I get a break.
And you don't have to do anything at night to look after yourself?
I have to have oxygen in the evening.
So if that's the physical reality of a day, medication-wise, an organisation such as PH then, is it more of an emotional connect? A relational connect maybe?
Yes, for a lot of people, because if you haven't got good friends and family members that you can talk to, then you need somebody, and I know the staff here have been a godsend to lots of people on the other end of the phone.
So why are you a trustee?
Because I was interested at the time. I was interested in finding out more information and what was happening here and what was going on next. I also wanted to help the organisation develop themselves to the public, the branding, because that's where I'd got my experience when I was working.
You strike me as being someone who's incredibly sensible, like the sensible auntie. If something's wrong in the family, let's go and talk to Auntie Sue and she'll straighten it out. Is there a bit of that in your relationship with the PH?
I suppose in that way, yes, I am practical, but I'm by far like from serious.
So do you think that you're going to be involved with the PH Association for forever and ever?
I'd like to think I could contribute to how the organisation develops, yes.
From an emotional point of view, do you find it difficult when a phone call comes and you hear that someone else has died, or there's yet another family that has just found that their child or their mother, their father's been diagnosed?
I feel for the families that have lost members of their families, whether it's a small child, teenager, or a mother or father. But for those that are diagnosed, yes, it's terrible that they've got this disease, but to actually be diagnosed now is so much better for them because there's more treatments available, there's the understanding's growing, the awareness is out there, we're getting out there all the time.
So do you wake up in the morning and sometimes wonder, why me?
Never. I can honestly say I've never said, why me? There's no point moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
I think that's probably why you can see that Sue's a trustee of this organisation. Thanks for chatting.
Thank you.